All right, let's dive right into it. We're headed to the Bangkok, Thailand's capital, and it's famous for its markets and temples and just the incredible food scene.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of information to sort through here.
Right, itineraries,
Yeah.
articles on the best time to go, all the big landmarks. Plus, you guys even gave us some food recommendations.
So much.
So much, yeah. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to boil all that down,
Mm-hmm.
to most essential, most interesting pieces to help plan that first trip to Bangkok.
Exactly, yeah. It's a city with something for everyone, whether you're interested in history and culture or food or just soaking up that energy of a really dynamic city.
Yeah, I'm already feeling that energy. But okay, let's back up.
Right.
When is the best time to experience all this?
So for the best weather, not too hot, not too rainy, you got to go between November and February.
Okay.
You get warm, sunny days, cool nights, perfect for, walking around those temples or hitting those night markets.
All right, I can already feel that warm breeze and smell all that street food.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's fast forward.
Yeah.
Imagine you've landed in Bangkok. The energy is electric. You're ready to hit the ground running. But how do you even get around this sprawling city?
Well, Bangkok actually has a really good transportation system. You got everything from the modern, like the SkyTrain and the subway, but then you also have those iconic tuk-tuks. If you want that real, authentic Bangkok experience, you gotta take a tuk-tuk ride.
Oh, yeah, you got to do it.
They're so much fun. They're exciting. Just be prepared for a bit of a bumpy ride.
Yeah, a little bumpy, a little wild, but fun, right?
Yeah.
So you've got the efficient trains for getting around quickly, and then the tuk-tuks for a more adventurous, immersive experience. But let's be honest, we're all going to Bangkok for the landmarks, right?
Absolutely.
So where do we even begin?
You can't miss the Grand Palace. It's like a complex of all these dazzling buildings, courtyards. It was the residence for the kings for centuries. The architecture, the history, it's really breathtaking. And within that complex is Wat Phra Khai, Temple of the Emerald Buddha.
Oh, yeah. That's the one carved from a single piece of jade.
That's the one.
I've heard about this.
Yeah. It's actually pretty small, but it's incredibly revered in Thai culture. And the craftsmanship is just exquisite. And the whole temple just covered in gold, intricate decorations. It's mesmerizing.
All right. That's going straight to the top of my list. What other landmarks should we be hitting?
Wat Arun, the Temple of Dawn. This one has this towering spire, all decorated with colorful porcelain.
Okay.
And it's just an iconic site. It's especially beautiful when it's lit up at night.
All right. So temples by day, temples by night. I love it.
Yeah.
But all this talk about temples is making me hungry.
Oh, yeah.
And, we got to talk about the street food.
Right.
I'm ready to dive in.
Well, you've come to the right place. Bangkok's street food, it's more than just grabbing a bite. It's part of the culture. It's affordable, it's accessible, and it is bursting with flavor.
Yeah, what I've heard is the variety is what really makes it stand out.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've got way more than just your typical pad thai, although pad thai is amazing too.
Pad thai's a classic.
It is.
So, okay, give me the rundown. What are the dishes that just scream Bangkok? The ones I got to try.
All right, so tom yum soup. That is a true taste of Thailand. Spicy, sour, with lemongrass, chili. You can get shrimp or chicken in it. It's like a flavor explosion in your mouth.
Right, I'm all about the spice.
And then som tam, the papaya salad.
Okay.
Shredded green papaya, chilies, garlic, fish sauce, lime juice.
Right.
Spicy, sweet, and sour all at the same time.
I love that balance. Okay, what else?
You gotta try the fresh fruits.
Oh, of course.
I mean, you can't leave Bangkok without having some of that incredible fresh fruit.
Right.
From mangoes to durians.
Oh, okay, durian. That's the one that's
That's the one.
a little pungent, right?
It's an acquired taste
Yeah.
if you're feeling adventurous.
Okay, maybe I'll work my way up to the durian. But this all sounds incredible. Is there a particular spot in Bangkok that is the ultimate street food haven?
Yeah, you gotta visit Chatuchak Weekend Market.
Okay.
It is one of the largest markets in Asia.
Wow.
You can find, everything there, especially street food.
Oh, wow.
A mind-boggling array of street food.
So that's Chatuchak Weekend Market.
Chatuchak Weekend Market.
Okay, it's going on the list.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears for a second. We've talked about landmarks. We talked about the food, which is incredible. But what about the things that are a little more off the beaten path, those hidden gems that give you a real sense of the city.
Yeah, you're totally right. The landmarks are a must-see, but, to really get Bangkok, you gotta go beyond.
All right, I'm ready for an adventure. Where should we go?
Well, you gotta visit the Jim Thompson House. It's a beautifully preserved complex of, traditional Thai houses.
Okay.
And it belonged to this American businessman who helped revitalize the Thai silk industry.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, the architecture, the gardens, the story, it's just a captivating experience.
And what about, like I said, those who crave a little bit of peace and quiet, amidst all the chaos of the city?
Lumpini Park is your spot.
Okay.
Right in the heart of the city. Sprawling green space. Relax. People watch. You can even join a Tai Chi class.
A little Zen moment in the middle of Bangkok. I like it. What else?
The Museum of Siam. It's really cool. It's interactive, brings, Thai history and culture to life.
I'm all about the interactive museums. So much more fun. What else?
You have to visit Bangkok's Chinatown, which is Yaowarat.
Okay, yeah.
It is sensory overload in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Just bustling markets, incredible street food, and this energy that's, I don't even know how to describe it. It's an experience.
You just got to be there. Okay, so we've got history, culture, Zen, sensory overload. What about if we're looking for something a little, more budget-friendly, maybe a little energetic?
You're talking about Khao San Road.
Yeah. That's the one. Tell me more. Tell me more. What's the vibe?
All right, so it's like Backpacker Central.
Right.
Budget-friendly accommodations, amazing street food, crazy nightlife.
Okay.
If you're looking for a party, that's where you go. Not for everyone, but it's an experience.
An experience, for sure. All right, so maybe something to consider depending on your travel style. But speaking of exploring, are there any day trips that you can take from Bangkok to see a little bit more of what Thailand has to offer?
Absolutely. If you have a little extra time, there are some incredible day trips that, give you a whole different perspective on Thailand.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me the rundown.
For history buffs, you have to visit Ayutthaya Historical Park.
Okay.
It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Oh, wow.
It's the former capital of Asaya, the Siamese Kingdom. You're basically exploring ancient temples and palaces. You're stepping back in time.
UNESCO site. Amazing. All right, what else? What else?
If you want some beach time, Hua Hin's a great option.
Okay, yes.
Charming little coastal town, beautiful beaches, relaxed vibe, even has some royal connections.
Oh, wow. So beaches, royalty, I'm in. What else?
And then for something totally different, Kanchanaburi.
Okay.
Home to the famous bridge over the River Kwai.
Right.
It's a really poignant reminder of World War II history. And you can also visit Erawan National Park. It's beautiful waterfalls, absolutely stunning.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got bustling cities, ancient ruins, relaxing beaches, even waterfalls. I mean, Thailand really does seem to have it all. But let's circle back for a second to the street food. I'm fascinated by the idea that it's, so deeply a part of the culture. Tell me more. Tell me more about that. What makes it so unique?
It's more than just food, right? It's about community. It's about connection. It's about tradition. It's, generations. This is where people gather to eat, to socialize, catch up with friends and family.
So it's not just grabbing a quick lunch. It's an experience.
Exactly. It's about savoring the flavors. It's about chatting with the vendors. It's about experiencing that energy.
Right.
And the vendors are, practically every corner, right? Each one with their specialties, their own loyal following.
So, okay, what makes the street food in Bangkok so unique, so special, in your opinion?
I think it's that blend of influences. You have China, India, Malaysia, even Europe.
Oh, wow.
All of those flavors have kind of been woven into Thai cuisine. It creates something really unique and exciting. And then the emphasis on the fresh ingredients, the aromatics.
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine.
Lemongrass, galangal, kaffir lime leaves, you'll find those in almost every dish. And then the chili, of course.
Yes.
Thai cuisine is known for its spice.
Okay, bring on the heat. So fresh ingredients, bold flavors, what else?
The attention to detail.
Oh, okay.
Even the simplest dishes are prepared with such care, such artistry. And you'll find street food vendors often specialize, right?
Yeah.
Just a few dishes, perfecting their recipes over years, sometimes generations.
That's amazing. Each dish has a story behind it. Okay, I'm even more excited now to try all this street food.
Yeah.
But it can be a little overwhelming, right? Any advice for first-timers navigating this culinary landscape?
Don't be afraid to try new things.
Right.
Venture beyond those familiar dishes, embrace those unfamiliar flavors, And ask questions. The vendors, they love to explain their food.
Yeah, and they're usually so proud of it, right?
Absolutely.
So that's great advice. It's all about embracing the adventure, being open to new experiences. But street food, it can be intimidating,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to food safety.
Mm-hmm.
Any tips to make sure we have a safe and delicious journey?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, trust your gut.
Okay.
If a stall looks unclean, if the food doesn't look fresh, move on.
Yeah.
And I always say, choose stalls that are busy. That usually means the food's fresh, it's popular. And pay attention to, how the food's handled. Clean utensils, gloves, is the food cooked all the way through. Those are good indicators. And my final tip, especially if you have a sensitive stomach, start slow.
Right.
Don't try to eat everything at once.
Pace yourself.
Pace yourself, yeah.
Okay, very wise advice.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to tackle the Bangkok street food scene.
Mm-hmm.
But after a long day of exploring, I imagine we're going to be ready to experience that legendary Bangkok nightlife.
So what awaits us after the sun goes down?
Well, Bangkok comes alive at night. I mean, from rooftop bars with stunning city views to, bustling nightclubs, live music venues, even traditional Thai performances. It's got something for everyone.
Okay, you mentioned the rooftop bars. What's the appeal?
The views?
Okay, of course.
Imagine you're sipping a cocktail, overlooking the glittering cityscape, the Chao Phraya River winding below you.
Oh, wow.
It's magical.
Sounds magical. Are there any particular rooftop bars that you'd recommend? So many great options. Sky Bar at Labu Estate Tower, Vertigo at the Banyan Tree, and Octave Rooftop Lounge and Bar at the Marriott Hotel Sukhumvit.
Those sound fancy.
Yeah.
What about for those of us who are looking for something a little more budget-friendly, a little more down-to-earth?
I mean, you're going back to Khao San Road.
Yeah.
It's known for its lively bars and clubs, affordable drinks, casual atmosphere.
Perfect. So swanky rooftop bars, backpacker havens, live music. Good spot for live music.
Definitely. You can find, everything. Jazz, blues, rock, pop.
Oh, cool.
Venues all over the city. Saxophone Pub, The Rock Pub, Brown Sugar, all legendary spots.
All right. Rooftop bars, Khao San Road, live music. What about if you're looking for something a little more, Thai?
You got to check out a traditional dance performance.
Okay.
They showcase the elegance and grace of Thai culture through intricate costumes, beautiful music, just captivating storytelling.
It sounds beautiful. Any specific shows, any venues you'd recommend?
Siam Nirmit's really popular. Large-scale production that tells the story of Thai history and culture, and it's just stunning visuals, incredible choreography.
Okay, so rooftop bars, live music venues, Khao San Road adventures, traditional Thai dance performances. Sounds like Bangkok has it all when it comes to nightlife. But before we get too carried away with all the fun and festivities, let's talk safety for a moment. What are some tips for staying safe in Bangkok, especially at night?
That's a really good point. Well, Bangkok's a safe city. You always got to be aware of your surroundings,
Of course.
Take precautions, especially at night.
So what should we be doing to stay safe?
Stick to well-lit areas, populated areas, especially at night. Avoid walking alone in dark alleys or deserted streets.
Right.
And be mindful of your belongings. Pickpocketing happens, so keep your valuables close.
So basically use your common sense, right?
Absolutely.
What about transportation? Is it safe to take taxis at night? Or should we be using ride-sharing services?
Taxis and ride-sharing services like Grab, they're generally safe. But as always, use reputable companies. Make sure the meter's running if you're in a taxi.
Right.
And for ride-sharing, double check that the driver's details match the app.
Yeah, always good advice. Any other safety advice?
If you're going out at night, let someone know your plans. Share your location with, a friend or family member.
Right, yeah, just in case. So communication is key. Any final words of wisdom for staying safe, ANDT, having a fantastic time in Bangkok?
Respect local customs.
Right.
Dress modestly when you're visiting temples. Be mindful of your behavior. Learn a few basic Thai phrases. Just a small gesture, but it goes a long way.
Great advice. It's clear that Bangkok has so much to offer: landmarks, the street food scene, the vibrant nightlife. There's something for every type of traveler. But we've only just scratched the surface, haven't we?
Yeah.
What other treasures does Bangkok hold?
So much more to discover.
For those who are willing to explore a little deeper.
From hidden temples and markets to serene parks, a vibrant art scene. Bangkok is a city of endless surprises.
Wow, I love that. Okay, we're just getting started. Let's take a deeper dive into Bangkok's shopping scene, maybe talk about some cultural etiquette, and so much more in our next segment. Stay tuned.
All right, Bangkok is a city that just keeps revealing itself to you. The more you explore, the more you discover.
It sounds like it. And you know, we covered so much in the last segment, those iconic landmarks, that amazing street food. We even ventured a little bit off the beaten path.
Yeah.
But I want to circle back to something that really captured my imagination. The floating markets.
Oh, yeah.
I'm picturing like gliding through those canals, surrounded by all those vibrant colors, the exotic smells.
Yeah.
What is it about the floating markets that makes them so unique?
I think they're like a window into kind of a bygone era.
Yeah.
A way of life that's been preserved. You know, you're in a wooden boat, you're navigating those narrow canals, and there are vendors all around you selling everything. You know, fresh produce, spices, handcrafted souvenirs, and the food. Oh my gosh, the food. Some of those authentic Thai dishes cooked right there on the boats.
It sounds like absolute sensory overload.
Yeah.
In the best way possible.
Yes.
But what's the history behind them? How did they become such an integral part of Bangkok's culture?
So centuries ago, the waterways were like the main way to get around in Thailand. And
Okay.
so farmers and merchants, they would bring their goods to market by boat, created these bustling hubs of commerce, community. And, you know, over time, obviously, roads developed, modern transportation, and many of those markets, they disappeared. But some survived, and today they offer this fascinating glimpse into the past.
So they're not just for tourists. Locals actually still use them for shopping and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Some markets are definitely geared towards tourists.
Right.
But some, like the Thailand floating market, those are much more local.
Okay.
And you'll see families doing their grocery shopping, vendors cooking up traditional dishes. It's a much more relaxed atmosphere. It's really a world away from the city.
I always love to find those authentic experiences when I'm traveling. You know, it's so much more rewarding.
Absolutely.
But let's get practical for a second. If I'm planning a visit, are there any like logistical things I need to keep in mind?
Yeah, good question. So getting to the floating markets often requires a combination of transportation. You might need to take a taxi or a bus or even a boat to get to your destination.
Right.
So do a little research beforehand, figure out the best route.
So a bit of planning is required.
Yeah.
What about the hours? Like when are they open?
Most are open early morning till late afternoon, but check the market's website just to be sure.
Always good advice.
Yeah.
Are there any, scams or tourist traps to watch out for at these markets?
Like any tourist destination, there are always people who, might try to take advantage.
Of course.
So be wary of overly friendly vendors who try to pressure you into buying something. Or those offering super low prices, especially for boat rides.
Right.
It's always a good idea to negotiate the price beforehand. Be clear about what's included.
Yeah, bargaining's all part of the fun.
Yeah.
Any other red flags we should be looking out for?
Just be mindful of your belongings, especially in crowded areas. Pickpocketing can happen. Keep your valuables close. And trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is.
Trust your gut. Now, we can't talk about floating markets without talking about the food.
Right.
What are some must-try dishes that are, unique to the floating markets?
You got to try boat noodles.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of these.
Yeah, it's a classic dish, traditionally prepared and served from boats.
Right.
Rich, flavorful broth, rice noodles, your choice of meat, and all sorts of toppings like bean sprouts and morning glory. And chili flakes, of course. The portions are small, which, kind of goes back to the days when vendors would row their boats along the canals selling their noodles to people on the banks.
Oh, wow. That's cool. It's like history and deliciousness all in one bowl.
Exactly.
Okay, boat noodles is going on a list. What other culinary delights should we be on the lookout for?
Mango sticky rice, must-try dessert, glutinous rice, fresh mango slices, sweet coconut milk sauce. It's divine.
Ooh, okay, I love mango sticky rice.
And if you're feeling brave, you could try some durian.
Okay, the durian, yeah, we talked about that. That might require a little mental preparation.
Yeah, it's an experience.
But I'm definitely adding boat noodles and mango sticky rice to my list.
Good choices.
So let's shift gears for a moment and talk accommodations. Bangkok offers a range of options from budget-friendly hostels to luxurious five-star hotels. What are some things travelers should consider when choosing a place to stay?
Yeah, there is something for every budget, every taste.
Right.
If you're on a tight budget, Bangkok's got a ton of hostels and guest houses, really affordable, very social. And many of them are in popular areas like Khao San Road, Sukhumvit. So you're right in the heart of the action.
So affordability and that social vibe, big factors. What about those looking for something a little more luxurious, a little more comfortable? What are the best areas for upscale accommodations?
If you want luxury, breathtaking views, the Riverside and Siloam areas they're excellent choices.
Okay.
That's where you'll find some of Bangkok's most prestigious hotels, many with incredible views of the Chao Phraya River.
Right.
Rooftop pools, world-class dining, impeccable service.
Wow, it sounds amazing. But what about those of us, who are looking for something in between? A comfortable, stylish stay, but without, breaking the bank.
Yeah, then the Sukhumvit and Siam areas, those are great options.
Okay.
You get a wide range of hotels, boutique hotels, well-known chains, all catering to different budgets and preferences. Plus, they're really well connected by public transport.
Right, so it makes it easy to get around.
Yeah, so it makes it easy to explore different parts of the city.
So Sukhumvit and Siam, kind of a sweet spot. Style, convenience, but without the luxury price tag.
Yeah.
But let's talk safety for a moment. Is Bangkok a safe city for tourists? Are there any areas or situations we should be extra cautious of?
Bangkok generally very safe for tourists. But like any big city, gotta be aware of your surroundings.
Cool.
Take some precautions. We talked about, avoid walking alone in dark alleys, deserted streets.
Yeah.
Especially at night. Be mindful of your belongings. Keep your valuables safe.
So basic street smarts. What about scams? Tourist traps? Anything specific to watch out for?
Always book tours and transportation through reputable companies.
Okay.
Or your hotel.
Right.
Be wary of those overly friendly strangers offering deals that just sound too good to be true.
Right.
And as always, trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is.
Trust your instincts. I love that. Any other safety tips?
Even learning a few basic Thai phrases, hello, thank you, can go a long way. Shows respect, can make interactions so much smoother. And Thai people are generally very friendly and helpful. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Great advice. So it sounds like Bangkok is a city that welcomes tourists, as long as we're respectful, aware of our surroundings. Now, earlier we talked about Bangkok being a shopper's paradise, and I'm ready to dive into that scene. Where do we start?
Oh, you're in for a treat. Bangkok is a shopper's dream. You've got sprawling shopping malls, international brands, bustling markets overflowing with local crafts, souvenirs, street fashion. I mean, it's incredible.
So whether you're looking for high-end luxury or bargain hunting for unique treasures, Bangkok has it all. Let's start with those shopping malls. What are some of the standouts?
If you're looking for luxury brands, high-end experience, you got to go to Siam Paragon.
Okay.
It's got designer boutiques, department stores, even an aquarium.
Oh, wow.
And then if you want a wider range of options, MBK Center is super popular.
Okay.
It's one of the largest malls in Asia.
Wow.
They have everything: electronics, clothing, furniture, souvenirs, you name it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sounds like some great options for a day of retail therapy. But I'm also intrigued by those bustling markets you mentioned. What's the vibe like there?
Oh, the markets are an experience. Vibrant, chaotic, full of energy, vendors calling out to shoppers, everyone bargaining for the best deal. It's sensory overload in the best way possible, and a truly immersive experience.
I can only imagine. What are some must-visit markets in Bangkok?
You cannot miss Chatuchak Weekend Market.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the largest market in Asia.
Wow.
Over 15,000 stalls.
Oh, my goodness.
They sell everything: clothing, antiques, plants, art, food, pets, you name it, they got it.
15,000 stalls. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
What about something a little smaller, a little more manageable?
Yeah. If you're looking for unique, handcrafted goods, souvenirs, you could try Asiatique, the riverfront. It's a night market housed in this beautifully restored historical warehouse district.
Okay.
It's got a more curated, upscale feel, plus stunning views of the river.
Beautiful. Okay. Any other markets?
For a more local vibe, try Otor, or Tor Core Market.
Okay.
Known for its high-quality fresh produce, amazing street food, and traditional Thai ingredients.
Oh, okay.
It's a great place to experience those authentic flavors.
Wow. So we've got mega malls, bustling markets, even historical warehouses turned shopping havens. It sounds like there's something for everyone.
Absolutely.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's talk tipping etiquette. Is it customary to tip in Bangkok? And if so, how much?
Tipping isn't as common in Thailand as it is in, some other countries, but
Okay.
it's always appreciated, especially in the service industry.
So it's not mandatory, but a nice gesture.
Exactly.
What are some general guidelines?
Restaurants, if you're happy with the service, 10%. Taxis, you can round up to the nearest 10 baht. Bellhops, porters, 20-50 baht per bag. But remember, it's at your discretion.
Great advice. Great advice. It's always good to be mindful of, local customs. Now, something that's always a concern when traveling to a new country is the language barrier.
Right.
Is English widely spoken in Bangkok?
Right.
Or will I need to brush up on my Thai?
Thai is the official language, but you'll find English is pretty widely spoken, especially in tourist areas, hotels, restaurants, shopping malls.
Okay.
However, learning a few basic Thai phrases can go a long way.
Right. Always good to make an effort. What are some essential phrases that every traveler should know?
So sawati, that's hello. And it's always polite to add crap if you're a man or ka if you're a woman at the end.
Okay.
For thank you can say kapkun, that's kapkun, again, crap or ka. And if you need help, chue due, which is pronounced chue due.
Okay, those are really helpful. I'm definitely going to practice those before my trip. Now let's talk transportation. We talked about tuk-tuks before, but what are the best ways to navigate those bustling streets of Bangkok?
Bangkok has a surprisingly efficient transportation system. I mean, you've got the SkyTrain, the subway,
Right.
the tuk-tuks, taxis, buses, even riverboats.
Wow, so many options.
Yeah, so whether you want speed, convenience, or a unique cultural experience, Bangkok's got you covered.
So let's break it down, starting with the SkyTrain and the subway. What are the pros and cons of those options?
They are fantastic for getting around quickly, efficiently, especially during rush hour when the traffic can be crazy.
Yeah.
They cover a large area of the city, and they're pretty inexpensive.
Okay.
But they don't reach every corner of Bangkok, so you might need to combine them with other forms of transport.
Right. Makes sense. So great for getting to those main tourist spots, business districts, but maybe not so much for exploring the smaller swa, the back streets. What about the tuk-tuks? What's the experience like riding in one of those?
It's a quintessential Bangkok experience. You got to do it.
You got to do it.
It's so much fun. It's adventurous. You're zipping through those city streets, feeling the wind in your hair. But negotiate the fare beforehand.
Okay.
And be prepared for a bumpy ride.
Yeah, so a must-try experience, but maybe not the most comfortable or predictable way to get around. What about those riverboats you mentioned? Where do they go, and what's the appeal?
The Chao Phraya Express boat is a great way to see the city kind of from a different perspective.
Okay.
Cruises along the Chao Phraya River, stopping at various piers along the way. It's very scenic, very relaxing, especially if you're going between attractions that are located along the river.
I can imagine that. So we've got SkyTrain and subway for speed and efficiency, tuk-tuks for the adventure, river boats for a more scenic, relaxing journey. What about taxis? Are they a safe, reliable option in Bangkok?
Yeah, taxis are really readily available throughout the city. Just make sure you choose a reputable company and that the meter is running.
Right.
Or if you're using a ride-hailing app, double check those driver details match the app.
Yeah, so a few basic safety precautions are essential, which is always good advice, no matter where you're traveling. Now, before we move on, let's talk photography. Bangkok's such a visually stunning city. Vibrant colors, the intricate architecture, bustling street scenes. Any tips for capturing the essence of Bangkok through the lens?
Bangkok's a photographer's dream.
Oh, yeah.
Just endless opportunities to capture incredible images. First and foremost, be respectful of the culture and customs. Always ask permission before taking photos of people, especially monks.
It's all about respect. What about capturing those iconic temples and palaces? Any tips for getting those great shots?
Try to visit those iconic buildings early in the morning or late afternoon when the light's a little softer. Creates beautiful shadows. Right. And experiment with different angles, perspectives. Capture their scale, those intricate details.
Right.
And don't forget to look for reflections, in the water, mirrored surfaces.
Oh, yeah. Great tip. What about capturing, the energy, the chaos of Bangkok street scenes? Any advice for aspiring street photographers out there?
Street photography is all about those candid moments, those moments that reveal the soul of the city. Be patient, observant, and ready to click when you see a scene unfolding. Look for those interesting juxtapositions, vibrant colors, expressive faces.
So it's about being present, being observant, and capturing those fleeting moments of beauty. Any final words of wisdom for those looking to, capture the spirit of Bangkok through their photography?
Embrace the chaos. Bangkok is a city of contrasts where the ancient and modern, they collide. Don't be afraid to experiment, to push your creative boundaries, and let the city inspire you.
I love that. Embrace the chaos. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Transportation, tipping etiquette, safety, even photography tips.
Yeah.
But there's one more aspect of Bangkok we haven't talked about yet, and that is its cultural etiquette.
Mm.
What are some do's and don'ts that travelers should be aware of to ensure they have a respectful and enjoyable experience?
It's a great question. Thailand has a very rich culture, and it's important to be aware of those local customs and traditions.
Of course.
One of the most important things to remember is to be respectful of the monarchy.
Okay.
Avoid making any negative comments and always stand up when the national anthem's played.
Respect for the monarchy, paramount. What about greetings and interactions with locals? Any specific customs we should be aware of?
We talked about the way earlier,
Right.
that traditional Thai greeting. Press your palms together, bow slightly. It's a beautiful gesture of respect. You'll see it used in so many situations.
So it's like a very versatile gesture.
Absolutely.
What about dress code? Are there any specific clothing guidelines we should follow, especially when visiting temples or religious sites?
Yeah, when you're visiting temples, it's important to dress modestly. Avoid wearing shorts, sleeveless tops, anything that reveals too much skin. And it's customary to remove your shoes.
Okay, so modesty and respect, very important. Any other cultural do's and don'ts we should be aware of?
So public displays of affection are generally frowned upon.
Okay.
So best to avoid kissing or hugging in public. Also, be mindful of your feet. Don't point them at people or at Buddha images as it's considered disrespectful.
Okay, so be mindful of our feet.
Yes.
Any other advice for navigating social situations?
So Thai people generally avoid confrontation.
Okay.
They really value harmony.
Mhm.
So it's important to be patient and polite. Avoid raising your voice or showing anger in public. And like we said before, learning a few basic Thai phrases, it shows respect, appreciation.
It's all about respect and understanding. So it's clear that Bangkok has this unique and fascinating culture, and being aware of these customs and traditions will make our experience, so much richer, so much more meaningful.
Absolutely.
What else does Bangkok have in store for us?
There's still so much more to discover.
Okay.
Let's dive into maybe fine dining, explore Bangkok's art scene, and even discover some adventures that will take us beyond the city limits.
Oh, all right. Get ready for more.
Bangkok really is a city of endless discovery. You think you've seen it all, and then it reveals another layer, another hidden gem, another experience that just takes your breath away.
It's remarkable. We've uncovered so much already, from those bustling markets and street food to cultural etiquette, even some photography tips. But I'm feeling adventurous. What about those who are yearning to explore beyond the city limits? What kind of adventures await just outside of Bangkok?
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Yep.
Whether you're dreaming of pristine beaches, ancient ruins, or lush jungles, there's a day trip or an overnight excursion that's perfect for you.
Okay, I'm ready to escape the city.
Hmm.
Let's start with those beaches. Thailand is famous for its stunning coastline. What are some of the best beach getaways within easy reach of Bangkok?
If you're looking for a quick and easy beach fix, Pattaya is a popular choice. It's a bustling coastal city known for its beaches, nightlife, all sorts of water sports. It's a bit more developed and touristy than some other options, but it's a fun and convenient getaway if you're short on time.
So Pattaya is perfect for a quick dose of sun sand and maybe a bit of partying. What about for those who are seeking something a little more laid back, a little more off the beaten track?
For a more tranquil experience, head south to Hua Hin. It's a charming seaside town known for its beautiful beaches, relaxed atmosphere, and a touch of royal history. It's also a great spot for fresh seafood and those vibrant night markets we talked about earlier.
Hua Hin sounds lovely. Beach relaxation with a side of culture and delicious food. What about for those who want to combine beach time with a bit of adventure and exploration?
If you're looking for a mix of history, culture, and natural beauty, I highly recommend Ayutthaya. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site just north of Bangkok. It's the former capital of the Siamese Kingdom, and today it's home to the ruins of ancient temples and palaces dating back to the 14th century.
Wow, a UNESCO World Heritage Site? That's incredible.
It is, and you can explore these magnificent ruins in a variety of ways, by bike, by boat, or even on the back of an elephant.
Exploring ancient ruins on an elephant. That's definitely going on the bucket list. What about for those who are craving a truly immersive nature experience? Are there any national parks or jungle treks we can reach from Bangkok?
Absolutely. Khao Yai National Park should be on every nature lover's list. It's another UNESCO World Heritage Site, home to incredible biodiversity, lush rainforests, stunning waterfalls, And incredible viewpoints. You can go hiking, camping, wildlife spotting. You can even visit a bat cave.
A bat cave. Okay, now you've really got my attention. So we've got beaches, historical ruins, jungle adventures, and even bat caves. It's amazing how much variety Thailand has to offer. But before we wrap up our deep dive, I want to touch on something we discussed earlier, the importance of respecting local customs and traditions. Thailand has such a rich and fascinating culture, and as visitors, we have a responsibility to be mindful and respectful. What are some key things to remember?
You're absolutely right. Being respectful of local customs is essential for a positive and enriching travel experience. Thailand is a predominantly Buddhist country, and temples are considered sacred spaces. When visiting temples, it's important to dress modestly, covering your shoulders and knees, and always remove your shoes before entering.
So modesty and respect are paramount when visiting those sacred spaces. What about interactions with locals? Any specific customs or gestures we should be aware of?
We've talked about the way that traditional Thai greeting where you press your palms together and bow slightly. It's a beautiful gesture of respect that you'll see used in all sorts of situations, from greetings and farewells to expressing gratitude or even offering an apology.
It's such a versatile and meaningful gesture.
Right.
What about other forms of communication? Are there any common misunderstandings or cultural faux pas we should be aware of?
Thai people generally value harmony and avoid confrontation. So it's important to be patient and polite, avoid raising your voice or showing anger in public. It's also considered very rude to touch someone's head, as it's seen as the most sacred part of the body.
Okay, so be mindful of personal space and avoid any head touching. Are there any other tips for communicating effectively and respectfully with locals?
Learning a few basic Thai phrases like hello, thank you, and excuse me can go a long way. It shows that you're making an effort to connect with the local culture, and it's always appreciated.
It's amazing how a few simple phrases can make such a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about showing respect and appreciation for the culture we're visiting. So we've explored the bustling streets of Bangkok, ventured off the beaten path, and even discovered some incredible adventures just beyond the city limits. What is it about Bangkok that makes it such a special and captivating place? What do you think draws people to this city from all corners of the globe?
Bangkok has this incredible ability to captivate all the senses. It's a city of contrasts where ancient temples stand alongside modern skyscrapers and bustling markets overflow with vibrant colors, exotic aromas, and the sounds of life in all its glory. It's a city that's both chaotic and serene, modern and traditional, familiar yet exotic. And I think that's what makes it so alluring. It's a place that constantly surprises and delights, challenging your perceptions and broadening your horizons.
You've captured it beautifully. It's that unique blend of energy, history, culture, and those vibrant sensory experiences that make Bangkok truly unforgettable. It's a city that stays with you long after you've left.
Absolutely. And it's a city that rewards curiosity. The more you explore, the more you discover, and the more you fall in love with its captivating spirit.
So to all our listeners out there, if you're searching for an adventure that will ignite your senses, challenge your perspective, and leave an imprint on your soul, then Bangkok is calling. And we hope this deep dive has sparked your wanderlust and given you the knowledge and inspiration to embark on your own unforgettable journey to this incredible city.
Remember, travel is more than just checking destinations off a list. It's about connecting with people, immersing yourself in different cultures, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. So go forth to explore and let Bangkok weave its magic on you.
And as always, we would love to hear about your experiences. Share your travel stories, your favorite discoveries, your tips for fellow travelers. Let's keep the conversation going.